Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't made a video in a very long time, let's just say 5 months, but today I just thought that I would sit down and do a little chit chat video on something that happened to me this year, and it was very special to me. I had my 21st birthday at the beginning of the year, the 3rd of Jan, and I basically just spent it with family, just went out for a meal, kept it small. I didn't want anything too big, and we were just sat there having a meal, and my mum and stepdad started going on about that my mum had wrote something for me, but it hadn't been finished, but they had it in this big envelope. So I started just sitting there going, what? And then I noticed my cousin was recording, so I got really shy and confused on what was happening. So basically, my mum and stepdad, they got married on the 20th of January, which was just a couple of weeks after, and then that was on a Saturday. So then straight away on the Monday they were flying off to the Dominican Republic for their honeymoon, which was for 4 weeks. I was very jealous because I thought, oh my god, I'm going to be alone for 4 weeks, I'm going to have to spend it in work while they're away in like paradise. And before I move on to anything, my #1 bucket list of all time is to swim with the dolphins. I've always said that if I was to go to America, I would always look into swim with the dolphins. It's just been a huge dream of mine since I was probably, what, 3 or 4. I remember my cousin had a calendar in her room that when I used to stay over there, I used to just flip through the calendar looking at all these cute pictures of dolphins, and that's like one of her big like bucket list things as well. So yeah, so like I said, we were all just sat there, and next minute my stepdad backs out this massive big envelope and starts blabbering on, saying that my mum had written something but hadn't had a chance to finish it. So basically what they did was, being as creative as my stepdad is, he's very how can I say it, he's very detailed when he makes stuff. So he made me this little booklet which just basically says, "To Kelsey, beautiful, live, laugh, love," which I thought was very cute. And then I don't know if I already mentioned this, but my cousin that was recording, she sent me the clip, so I will insert it in a moment of how I reacted. But basically I opened it up, and the first thing I saw was this little guy, if you can see it. So it was just this really cute little picture of a dolphin, and again it's got family happiness and dreams, and this is what the poem was that my mum had wrote. So it says, "It's finally arrived, your very special day, and you'll never guess what, we're flying you away. It could be Greece, it could be Palma. Nope, you'll be joining us in Punta Cana." So at this point I didn't actually realise where Punta Cana was, and then it's just got like a little hooray emoji. "On the 5th of February you'll be saying ta-ra, sat on a plane enjoying the free bar. Once you arrived, after a big hug or two, you'll never know there could be another surprise for you." And then that's when he said that my dream was obviously to swim with the dolphins. So I just thought that was very cute, and it gets me quite emotional. But yeah, this is definitely something that I'm going to keep forever, pretty much. So then obviously after that it's just got all of my obviously boarding passes and all that. So that was that, and like I said, I will insert the clip of them reading it out, and obviously of course my reaction right now.
That's up to you.
You send the text. No, stop it. You send the text. No, what I've written out.
No, well you wouldn't, you just drive past, you see. I suppose if you stop at the traffic.
Go and read it out.
Left.
I
Let's look.
don't be shy.
Good on you, Kat.
Stop it, stop it.
Come on, we all want to know.
Yeah, what is it?
Read out.
Come on, Kelsey.
You want to read it out? Oh. When you get outside.
Oh,
Come on,
brilliant.
shout. Come on.
Just got to pass
Oh,
that.
it's nice. What?
Right, go on.
It's finally arrived your very special day, and you'll never guess what.
Bit louder.
Yeah, a bit louder, please.
Excuse me, love, you got a microphone?
And you'll never guess what will find you away. Could it be Greece? Could it be Parma? No, you'll be joining us in Punta Cana.
This is a Wednesday night.
On the 5th of February, you will be Saint Sarah, sat on the plane, enjoying the free bar. Once you arrived after Big Hog or two, you never know, there could be another surprise for you. And she's always wanted to swim with dolphins. She wants just one there.
So after that, I was very, very, very emotional. I hate crying in front of people. It can be quite embarrassing for some, which it is for me. So getting into it, so on the 5th of February, after 2 weeks in work, I had my uncle drop me off at the airport, so I was in the airport all on my own. And it's okay when you're on a plane for what, 4 hours? 9.5 hours I was on the plane for, on my own. No Wi-Fi. God, it was terrible. No Wi-Fi, and basically just watched a few movies. I think I watched Dunkirk, and what was the other film I watched? We're the Millers. So I had a couple of films that I could watch. I was on my phone, like played a few games, had some jelly beans to munch on. Managed to get a couple of snoozes, which I think everyone needs when they're on a plane. But eventually I arrived in the Dominican and the weather was hot. Like, that's all I can say. It was very windy, but 30-degree heat in February, I think, especially when you live in the UK, anyone needs that kind of weather. That was the Monday, and then the following Monday, which was the 12th, that's when I had my experience with the Dolphins, and honest to God, I had no sleep the night before. It was probably, it's like leading up to a concert. You can't describe how you're going to feel until you wake up that morning. So we had to be up very early. It was around 6 o'clock. No, 5 o'clock, because we had to be down for breakfast at 6:30, and then we had a taxi to come and pick us up from our hotel at around, I think it was 8 or 8:30 in the morning. So the journey to the place, which was called Dolphin Explorer, was roughly around 20 minutes in a taxi. So we get there, and at first it was just like this place, obviously, but it had a very, very sandy, stony car park. Hardly anyone was there, and we get out of the taxi, we goes to the main reception, and my stepdad, who had the tickets, they had me, which I couldn't thank them enough. They gave me I think it was the second to top package. So with that I got a full hour with the Dolphins, and we had 2 dolphins. I was happy, very, very happy with the package that I had. And yeah, so like I said, we gets my wristbands. My mum and Andy paid for, I think it was $15 each, for them to be able to come down and stand on the pier above me so they could watch. So it was nice for them to do that. So once we all got our tickets, we walked down this little like a jungle forest walkway to our group, and then we just had a few things explained to us, like obviously we couldn't take mobile phones in, cameras, all that, and then obviously we had to have like our hair down, just so the dolphins wouldn't choke on like bubbles and stuff, which is understandable. Once we got took through there, we came to this place where they had parrots, and you were allowed to sit down with the parrots and they would take a picture which I thought was very cute, because the last time I had pictures with the parrots I was 7 and they clawed my shoulders. They were very painful. So these parrots were very, very soft, they were very cute, and yeah, I will insert the photo here. So yeah, that was that. And then we had to go round the corner again till we got to this other area, and from where we were stood you could see the beach, and the beach was absolutely stunning. Perfect beach, palm trees, golden sands, it was amazing. So what we had to do, we had to, obviously I'm not going to say strip down, but we had to get into our bikini, like get into your swimwear, make sure that your hair was down, be barefooted, and then it was optional. I think it was like $10 if you wanted a full-on bathing, you know, like the swimsuits. I didn't bother with that, so I just had a life jacket, which obviously I had to wear as well. And then we got taken over to this like little circular booth where each one was a booth, and they had a TV, and each TV obviously showing what package I had. So I looked to my left and there was this girl. So luckily enough it was just the two of us, it was just me and this other girl. She was called Selena, she was a lovely girl. I think she was from Spain. So we obviously exchanged hellos and stuff, and the pair of us walked down. Before we got to the beach, well, as we just got to the beach, again there was like this other hut where people were taking pictures, and it was with the sea lion. And honest to God, it was the most cutest sea lion ever, because you'd be sat on this rock and the instructors would go kiss, and the sea lion would just go, like, it would literally just swing its head at you, kiss you, and then obviously you'd get up and move. So I made a joke out of it and said to my mum, watch it growl at me. I sat down, and out of the 8 people that were there, I was the only one that it growled at as I moved away. So everyone laughed, which was quite funny. But again, I will insert the picture here. It was a very cute photo, I have to say. So then we walked around the corner and they were taking more pictures, and it was just basically of you and your family, and then obviously your wristbands, so when they took pictures and videos of you with the dolphins, they knew like what person it belonged to. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, they had to take a picture of your wristband, which had like a special barcode on it. And this is where the exciting part came. So we walked along the beach, and like I said, the beach was absolutely stunning, golden sands, palm trees, sun right on top of you, it was heaven. And then we start walking along the like the promenade, the pier thing, and you could see some of the dolphins in the water, you could see some of the sea lions in the cages, and I fangirled. I was proper like excited walking down. And then we get to this like gate, and that's where they had to take that's where my mum and Andy had to stop, because they had to take like the cameras and like phones off them and sun cream and stuff. So they were stood there for about 15 minutes I think, and then they must have said to them that if they wanted to go closer, that's when they would have to put the cameras and stuff in this box. I'm miles in front. They were quite far away from me actually. And then we get to the steps to where we were walking down, and there was this other couple with us, so there was 4 of us in this group, and I started walking down the stairs, and I could see the dolphins' heads in the water, and me and this girl were just obviously like smiling, we were laughing. And then when we got in there, our instructor, I can't remember what she was called, she was a lovely lady. She was saying hi, and we all said hi back, and then she introduced the dolphins to us. So the 2 dolphins were called Neptune and Dali. They're very cute names for dolphins, and they were, like I said, just the cutest creatures ever. Like, just the way when they look at you and it looks like they're smiling, it was just so cute. So we get into the water, and the first thing she obviously does is allow the dolphins to swim in front of you, so you get to stroke them, and then they turn on their back so you can obviously stroke their bellies, if that's what it's called. So she did that a few times just for us to get a mingle with the dolphins, and then next minute she starts saying, right, the first thing that we're going to do is the kiss. So I was the first one, and I had to say I was very, very scared, but the way the dolphin just like popped his head up under the water, and you had to like cup its mouth like that, and then obviously you'd give it a little kiss, and then I didn't realise at this point that there was blokes above taking pictures. Obviously they weren't there. So I then had to smile, and the little dolphin was just like looking at me, so I'll insert some pictures of them here. It was just such like a magical moment. So obviously they all went like through, and then again she would swim past, like walk past us with the dolphins, and obviously we'd stroke them. And then the next picture that I had with them was where I had to swim out, not far, I had to swim out, and the dolphins, the two dolphins would pop up next to me here, and I had to have my arms out like this. So again, I'll insert the picture here. So yeah, that was that, and again they were just really, really cute. I just can't stop thinking about it. Another thing that happened was me and Selena, we had to swim out, and we had to make like a star. So we had to lie on our backs opposite each other, and like our feet had to touch, our arms had to touch, and then the dolphins would spin us around using their noses, and as they were spinning us around I got cramp in my foot, so I could feel my foot like curving around this dolphin's mouth, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna drown. I had no feeling in my foot whatsoever. So that happened, and then she noticed something had happened, and I was like, oh, I'm fine, I've just got a bit of cramp in my foot. So I had to have my foot raised above the water so obviously the numbness would go in my foot. But then moving on from that, the one that I had to do next was, I didn't want to do that one just yet, so again I had to swim out really, really far, and I had to lie on my stomach with my arms out like this, and basically the dolphins would come up and they would, I think, was it by your feet? They would push you by your feet, and you'd basically just be like, oh no, that was it, I had to grab onto their fins, and their fins would obviously drag me, and you had all of the water in your face, and I cannot stand seawater. First of all, it hurts my eyes, I have really bad sensitive eyes, so that was that, and obviously I got loads of seawater in my mouth, which was just disgusting. But they have a lot of force on them, like to think that they're only swimming not far, they had a lot of force on them, and so that was that. Really good. Like, it was a really funny moment, especially getting all the water in your face. And then, like I said, my time then came for the Spider-Man. It was either Spider-Man or Superman, I can't remember what it was called, but it was, yeah, it's the Spider-Man part. So, like I said, I swam out again. I had to go a little bit further back this time, and the sea was really rockety. So I swam out, and then the scary thing is, you can see from like the standing point where the dolphins are, and then the instructor will just go, go. So then the dolphins will obviously then turn around, do that under the water, but you can't see them then. And then next minute you just feel yourself being launched out of the water. And then obviously when they let go and dive under, you just fall in. And it was so funny because obviously you've got like your life jacket on, which won't allow you to go that far under, but you do go under. And then obviously when you get up again, you've got all seawater all over your face and whatnot. So unfortunately after that, we had about 5 minutes left. So again, we stroked the dolphins again, said goodbye to them, and then as we were saying goodbye, well, just before we said goodbye, she did some more tricks. So some of the two dolphins did some like swirls in the air, which were very clever, and then the cutest thing ever was saying goodbye. As you wave to them, the dolphins' fins would do that, so they would be swimming past, and obviously they would like flap their fins, and they were just so cute. Honest to God, they were just like the cutest things ever. So then obviously we had to walk back up the stairs. They were getting fed. They had some fish that they were feeding them with, and then we had to walk back down the promenade, or the, I don't know what it was called, but yeah, we had to walk back onto the beach. And at this point we still had, I think it was like an hour and a half to spare, because like our taxi was picking us up at 12, so at this point it was like 11:15, and we got invited to a parrot show that we went to. So we went to the parrot show, that was 15 minutes, and obviously the parrots did some little tricks and cool cute little stuff. And then we also got invited to the sea lion show, which again was very cute. And during the sea lion show I got called down, which if I got called down for something I would usually shake my head, but I just thought, you know what, stuff it, I'm just gonna go down. So I walked down the steps, and this sea lion came up from behind and started splashing me, and then I had to give it a little kiss on its cheek, and then next minute I just felt like this douche on my head, and the sea lion had like jumped up from behind and put his head on top of mine and started like putting its tongue out. So I thought that was very cute, and I also have a clip of it which I will insert here.
What's you saying about pausing? Whatever. It's recording, No.
So yeah, so after that me, my mum and Andy, we went to this little cafe, and I just got some water. It's quite expensive there, so my mum and Andy got a drink between them and I just had a water. And then it was time to go home. So yeah, so out of all of that, it was very exciting. The whole day was super special. And then obviously the one thing I couldn't wait for was obviously the pictures. It was $80 for altogether. I had 42 pictures, and including the video that I had of me swimming with the dolphins. So I paid $80 for that, which I still didn't think was bad. And then my mum and Andy treated me to the 2 pictures that I had with the sea lion and the parrots, and we also had a discount. We had some discount vouchers, so we were able to get them slightly cheaper, which was good. And then like I said, it was on our way home, and then obviously within a couple of hours my video and pictures had uploaded onto the website, which I had a special passcode for. And yeah, I just spent the whole afternoon obviously downloading my videos, pictures and videos to my phone. And yeah, that was just basically that for the day. The rest of the day, obviously I just sunbathed, and we went into the sea at the hotel, because our hotel was on the borderline of the sea. So yeah, that was just my day of the 12th of February 2018. So it was a very, like I said, very exciting day. And yeah, it'll just be a memory that will always stick into my head. And yeah, so that was it for this week's video. Like I said, I just wanted to sit down, have a chat, we'll do like a chatty video, so I just thought this would be the perfect video to telling you my experiences swimming with the dolphins. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also comment below if you've swam with dolphins before and tell me your experience. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!